Biohazard warning. Entering contaminated zone.
Hey guys, Jacob here. It is June 16th, 2020, and this is going to be the official TU10 vendor reset. This is going to be the first vendor reset where they actually changed all the vendors and updated them where they have decent loot, so hopefully they'll actually have something that's worth buying. This week, as you guys will see, they're all yellows. There's no more purples in the vendor, so now we don't have to worry about superior items anymore. He's also selling a named item, which these will cost a little bit more, as you guys, if you read the patch notes. This is a 15,000 credit gun. It's Emmeline's Guard, has SMG damage, crit chance, and rate of fire with perfect preservation. I'm really happy that they're actually selling the named items in the vendor because it just adds a little bit more variety and more stuff to look forward to each week the vendor resets. Next is going to be MP7 with rate of fire, crit chance, and SMG damage with Saddest. An ACR with assault rifle damage, health damage, headshot damage, and ranger. And also, you can already see this is a named weapon, obviously, and the ACR is just a normal gun, but there's already two stats right here that you guys can pick up, or just you can use. 93R with Future Perfect, which is the new skill, which is the weapon kills grant 1 skill tier for 15 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant overcharge for 15 seconds, so I'd recommend picking up this pistol just to have this talent for your sidearms. Alp Summit Backpack with Wicked, Skill Damage, Skill Haste, Empty Utility Mod Slot, and Skill Tier. Sokolov Chest Piece with Spotter, Empty Offensive Mod Slot, Health, which is almost max, Stats Effect, and Weapon Damage. Offense System Firearms with 4.4 crit chance. The Gamma Vibrating Dampening for the deflect duration for the drone. Carbon Fiber Barrel for the Skill Haste for the turret. And 6.4 improved sticky payload for the sticky bomb. Next up, as you guys know, is going to be the Clam Vendor, and if you guys are not in a clan, last time I checked, you will not be able to have access to this vendor. So I'd recommend hopping in a clan or trying to find some friends to get them together to make a clan and level it up. That way you can get the rewards from this vendor and buy some more stuff. This week, he's selling the Burnell Assault Rifle, which is a FAMAS with perfectly on empty. Assault Rifle damage, health damage, and accuracy. Tip of Spear Gloves with 12.3 weapon damage and HP armor generation. Ace Innate Gloves with explosive resistance and weapon damage. True Patriot Holster, which has 139,000 armor with skill haste, so if you guys are looking for a armor defensive core attribute holster for True Patriot, recommend picking this up. Ksg Shotgun with Optimus crit chance damage to armor and shotgun damage, which this weapon did get a little bit of a buff, so if you guys are wanting to try it out, I'd recommend buying this one. Police Mark 17 with preservation, magazine size, crit damage, and rifle damage. Yell Gear Gloves, which have 161,000 armor, HP armor generation, and headshot damage. So if you guys are trying to get a hazard protection style build and you want some Yell Gloves, I'd highly recommend picking these up. That way you can change the headshot damage to hazard, and you guys can have armor generation and hazard with extra armor as a core attribute. Richter and Kaiser Backpack with calculated empty defensive mod slot, crit chance, 15,000 health and skill tier. Covert SRS with damage to armor, headshot damage, marksman rifle damage, and killer. Patriot Defense with 4,925 HP armor generation, which is max. So this is a max stat if you guys want to pick this up and add it to your stat library so you can roll on future gear. Overload Armament Chest Piece with hazard, armor generation, kinetic movement, and weapon damage. Defense Protocol Resilience for 8.8 disrupt resistance. The RAM Surplus for the max targets for the Firefly. Utility Protocol Intensity for the skill duration for your skills. And the Thermal Ballistics for the scan range for the drone. But overall, so far they're selling some stuff that's actually a little bit better than what it was. And what I mean by that, there's no purples. But next up is going to be the Theater Settlement. Alright guys, next up is going to be the Theater Settlement. This week he's selling the Boomstick, which has perfect pumped up, damage to targets out of cover, damage to armor, and shotgun damage, which is also a named item. So if you guys do not have this, I'd highly recommend buying it. Ksg Shotgun rate of fire, steady-handed damage to armor and shotgun damage. USC 45 ACP with preparation, damage to targets out of cover, crit damage, and rifle damage. Raleig's Holdings Gloves with weapon handling, repair skill, and weapon damage. Alp Summit knee pads with stats effects, health, and skill tier. Defense Protocol Stamina with 16.6 incoming repairs. RDX pellet payload for the healing for the Seeker Mine. Titanium Reinforcement for the active regeneration for shields. The Guided System for the max targets of the Firefly. And the Decoy Housing Shell for the Decoy. And that's going to be about it for the Theater Settlement. Alright guys, next up is going to be the Campus Settlement. This week she is selling the Commando, which has perfectly naked on it, marks rifle damage, headshot damage, reload speed. I recommend buying this if you guys do not have it. SOCOM MK20 SSR with breadbasket, crit chance, headshot damage, and marks rifle damage. Classic RPK with frenzy, accuracy, damage charts of cover, and LMG damage. And this is the Walker Harris set, which is the new set that's been added to the game. Which this is the new brand set that's going to be coming with all the new gear sets and stuff, but you guys can get your hands on this, which this one has weapon damage, crit damage, weapon handling, and I'm actually going to buy this because I want to get my hands on this. Province holster with weapon damage, repair skill, and explosive resistance. Utility system assist with repair skill, which is 16.4. The slip fit tube for the 5.7 heal, and the cooling vents, which is the 4% range, and the super glue for the pulse, which is 50.1 health. And the trap charge improvement for the shock trap. That's going to be it for the campus settlement. Alright guys, we are at DZ West as usual. This is where I'm going to start in the Dark Zones. If you guys are new, just a reminder, you guys are going to need a different type of resource, and you can get this resource by opening crates in the DZ, or deconstructing gear in there and extracting it, and you guys will have the currency to buy the stuff. This week he is selling the Harmony, which is the new gun. This is the new assault rifle, my bad, that was added. So if you guys do not have this, I'd highly recommend buying this and getting your hands on it and testing out to see if you like it. And I have a decent amount of pretty much resources in my stash box, so I'm going to go ahead and buy this. This has perfectly instinct on it, which is a new talent. Hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage or increase are both doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. So this is the new rifle with 4 attachment slots, so I'm going to be buying this. Custom 870 with ignited stability, damage to armor, shotgun damage. UIC 15 with future perfect, which is also the new talent. So if you guys want to get your hands on it, this is the perfectly in sync and future perfect. So there's 2 new talents right there. This is crit damage, magazine size, and rifle damage. And the Eclipse Protocol set, which is the new gear set that's been added to the game. You guys can currently get your hands on right now, which looks pretty awesome. This has skill tier stats effects is 8.7, and this is a stats effect style build. Striker knee pads with weapon damage and armor generation. Alps Summit gloves with headshot damage, skill damage, and Fender's knee pads with armor generation, weapon damage, and stats effects. Defense Protocol stamina with 11% protection from leaks. Phosphorus ingredient for the 6.3 health. The Smart Lexicon for the damage bonus per enemy, which I think this is new. I've never seen this before, so I'm pretty sure this is a new thing they added for the shield. Hardened casings for the 5.7 skill haste, and the decoy projectile internals for the decoy. And that's going to be it for DZ West. Alright guys, next up is going to be DZ. This week she's selling the Glory Days perfectly near-sighted assault rifle, so if you guys don't have this, I'd recommend buying it. Tactical Vector, which is SBR 9mm with Outsider, magazine size, crit chance, and SMG damage. Custom P416 with Vindictive, optimal range, which is almost max. Health damage, assault rifle damage, Officer's M9A1 with Killer. Ace and 8's backpack with explosive resistance, weapon damage. And Eclipse Protocol vest, so this is another new piece of the new set. Also Walker Harris with Opportunistic, which has health, skill damage, weapon damage. The All Gear vest with stats effect, headshot damage, and armor. Offense Protocol with 7.3 headshot damage. Carbon fiber frame for extra bombs. Carbon fiber barrel for the turret. And improved sticky launcher for the sticky bomb. And that's going to be it for DZ South. Alright guys, the final DZ is going to be DZ East. The next up will be New York City. This week she's selling the Darkness with Perfect Eyeless. Headshot damage, marks rifle damage, optimal range. Classic M44 carbine with Vindictive. Military L86 LSW with measured swap speed, damage chart of cover, and LMG damage. And the Eclipse Protocol, indirect transmission, skill haste, hazard protection, and stats effect, and future perfect, or future initiative, my bad. This is the other skill you guys can actually get at the moment. Originally, I thought this was a raid exclusive, but apparently it's not, so I guess you can get this outside the raid as well. Sokolov Mask with crit damage, weapon damage, and repair skill. Walker Harris again, holster, with weapon damage, skill haste, crit chance. Utility Protocol Intensity mod, slip fit tube for the chem launcher, and internal storage for the hive. Unstable oscillator for the pulse. Trap electronics for the upgrade for the shock trap. And that's going to be about it for DZ East. Next up, like I said, is going to be New York City. Alright guys, the final stop is going to be the New York vendors. He's selling a CMG Banshee with Future Perfect, Custom LED 6 with Measured, Police Mark 17 with Ranger, M45A1 with Steady Handed, a Fender chest piece which has weapon damage, hazard protection, skill haste, and braced, Wyvern knee pads with crit damage and crit chance with skill tier, D&H mask, weapon damage, explosive resistance, and armor generation, utility system assist with skill duration, defense protocol resilience for blade resistance, reinforced rotor blades which is 8.6 health, Indy polycarbonate housing for the 4.3 duration, improved sticky payload for the burn duration. And that's going to be it for the front desk vendor. Next up is going to be the final vendor, which is Roy Benitez, which is right around this corner. You guys take a right here, and you will see he is sitting at his desk. He's selling a Vector SBR 45 APC with Future Perfect, Black Market RPK 74E with Frenzy, double-barreled sawed-off, which actually has 15% shotgun damage if you guys are looking for the high stat roll, which is the max, PF45 Custom with crit chance, pistol damage, and strained, D&H with weapon damage, which is max as well, if you guys are trying to find the max weapon damage on a vest, handing you knee pads, status effect, explosive resistance, which is almost max on status, overall, Overload armaments for the 9.4 weapon damage, health, and stats effects, utility system electronics for the skill duration, and the defense protocol resilience for the armor on kill, carbon fiber barrel for the skill haste, hydraulic confusion for the 4.2 duration, and the trap improvement for the shock trap. Overall, I'm really happy with the changes they made to the vendors. Now they actually have stuff that's actually worth buying, and it's not just nothing but trash. And there's a bunch of stuff I'm going to be going back and getting my hands on due to the fact that I actually have the money to get it in my DZ resources, so I'll be buying a decent amount of stuff. But overall, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe for Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys all